Well, I mean, this is Falcons Dota. They will. Even laning phase, I mean, hey, this has got to be Pure's best start on the main stage. He doesn't have 6 deaths already. This is looking way better than yesterday, so he's got to be feeling a little more comfortable given the position.
You want to know something? After yesterday's win, in a post-game interview, he said he actually apologized. He said, you know, I'm sorry you had to see that. And he thanked his team, and he said, next game, I'll carry them. 20 minutes.
I mean, a lot of that was the GPK puck, which earned a first phase ban here. Falcons do not want to mess around with that. And he should have a better series here. This is a guy who has stepped up before and absolutely can do it again.
We've got a little stack clearing. This is, I mean, every TI stacking is part of the meta, but it feels like particularly important for Falcons, who have been playing the Sand King and the Earthshaker so much. What's the game plan? Because right now it doesn't seem like BB Team are trying to contest at all. They've just let Malr1ne have all this.
The trade-off could have been the DK pushing your mid tower, right? DK is a hero that can punish stack takers by just putting the tier 1 pressure on if heroes can rotate into him.
Yeah.
BB Team didn't feel comfortable pulling supports off the side lanes to make that kind of play. Maybe GPK doesn't want to go up there with Sand King off the map. Doesn't want to risk a bad death in this early game, but at the same time, you're not using this Dragon form to put some early pressure on Falcons, so Malr1ne is getting away with the exact type of game plan he wants right now, and we saw what he was all chatting yesterday. You got to ban this Sand King against me, or I'm going to win every game. If he all chats it again, at what point do you take this hero away from him? At what point do you start to say, there's too many heroes to ban against this team in general?
What's with Pure? Okay, yeah, switched it over to a normal Radiance build, which is what I would expect. He's going to use an early Infest here.
See, there's your stack.
Chris somehow, I guess taking one creep.
Slowing down the economy.
Bit by bit. A quick burst here on Kataomi, as Falcons were very well set up for that one. Had all the information in the world and communicated it. Nice rotations from everyone involved.
Carries are having the slowest game, but Skiter's going to recover a lot faster here, and Wrath of Nature contributing to the map. Gonna feel nice. Now you can start to look for these Enchantress rotations, either into the mid or the top lane. Start to put pressure on BB Team in terms of having a numbers advantage. You leave heroes alone on the lane, they're going to be very susceptible.
Have you seen that one before? The Helmet Dom into being used to break the Bristleback early? That's funny.
It's a little touch.
Grab here, pulling him out, but Malr1ne got the kill on Pure. It's got to be a trade-off here. They have to get the kill on Skiter. He's already been cut away from that bushwhack. Awkward little play there. BB Team, did they cut down the wrong tree?
That was just awkward in general. I don't even know if you have the damage for him. That's 1,000 HP Furion. You just got to TP out of here.
He's getting out. Crits away. No catch here from BB Team. The best they can get out of this is the tower, which thanks to GPK, they should be able to do so, but it's still a trade-off.
I don't know. Malr1ne, he has other plans. He has Epi available.
Oh, he spotted immediately. And he's going to get that Sandstorm in front of the wave here. GPK, do you really want to commit to this? They do manage to get the dust, pulling the Sand King out of position here. No bushwhack.
Just wants the tower.
Maybe go for the Ringmaster, trying so hard to get this tower, but it's just going to be denied. BB Team, they're getting nothing out of this. No kills, no tower.
And they lost Pure in that trade off top, whereas ATF, I was about to say he's not going to miss the last hit, but he missed the last hit. I couldn't even curse him.
Right in front of creeps, gets taken away.
Blink Dagger done for Malr1ne though. Benefit of all those stacks.
Yeah.
Now you're going to run this almost level 10 Sand King straight into that mid lane. Somebody shows here they are just gone, and you're looking at another quick tower push. This is the downside of failing some of those early Dragon form moves. If you don't get the pressure onto Falcons early, they're going to have the freedom to make moves onto you, and your lineup is not as good as responding.
It just goes for it. No pump fakes. Malr1ne pulls the trigger right away. An epicenter kill onto the Bane, and a tower secured. Gets lasted on that as well. Malr1ne is shooting up the network chart. Pure gets off the rage in time, but he's kind of stuck here. He's got to go for an infest. Oh no, he's been blocked out by the arena. He has to choose for the range creep, but that's pretty easy. Falcons can chew through that one, and a Sprout to finish him off. And now the difference of the carries is beginning to show. We can see this Nature's Prophet, even though it was in a losing lane, is still able to be active around the map.
Really nice move from Skiter. Beautiful arena to cut him off from that siege creep. You take down the carry, you take the mid-tier one at the same time. You're splitting resources, not getting punished for it. This is amazing for Falcons right now. BB have to respond in some capacity. They're trying to do stacks of their own, but the experience is getting leached here.
Yeah, and this is also just going to be way less efficient. Not to mention, Snake King, he's catching wards, he's blocking out the camp. He will die for it, though. So there's a little extra bit of efficiency for GPK, who's clearing out his stack, gets to get a little assist and experience.
You had to punish something here, right? Just getting too much. And once more, it's going to be another BB team game where all eyes on GPK and Save. Save the playmaker, but GPK the anchor in this early game. He has the early blink. He can do some work in these fights. Nice setup for the Hoodwink ult to come through and some decent break targets. Like, you can throw the break into this Enchantress and Mars later on. You will have the substantial kill threat on them.
I just do not feel like GPK is set up to have the same kind of impact on this Dragon Knight as his Puck was set up. He's fighting into heroes that are just a lot tankier, and Dragon Knight just doesn't provide the same amount of damage.
It's going to be tough to go into all the AoE control. You jump on the Sand King or Mars, if they get boxed, if they get saved to some Enchantress heals, and then that second turnaround comes, there's very little to bail you out. There's going to be an infest later on, and there's, you know, some early sleep save potential, but you're kind of on your own in these early fights. I agree. It's concerning. It's maybe a reason we didn't see him push this mid tower as aggressively. He's worried about some of these TPs coming in. You just get locked in the AoE control. You're going to get bursted down.
Skiter is still not the most farmed. In fact, every minute that goes by that he's not getting a kill, Pure is beginning to close that gap. Still doesn't have his Maelstrom, and frankly, he's rather low level too.
You would love for a fight to break out as long as he's not the first one in. It's just not Falcons' MO, right? They want to get all the item timings online together, then make the cohesive move. They're not just going to start random engagements without a good reason for it. They also like making these moves around objectives. You're looking at the Roshan, you're looking at the Torment, they're stealing stacks. Something of this nature is what's going to prompt that smoke trajectory. If Snake King doesn't see it, he's not going to force the issue.
They may be a bit of a slower team, but they are still a double Blink Dagger lineup.
And Wisdom Shrine spawning soon. This is what's prompting them to go to this part of the map. Even if they don't find anything, they're going to get an objective, and they will find something because you have to defend this experience gain right now.
But is Amar going to react appropriately as the smoke breaks? They run into the Bristleback, and they pin him, trying to burst him down, and they push him back into the arena. They do have the infest. That's going to help out. Miro, he gets a bit of help, but it looks like he's still going to fall in the end. They trade off the Nightmares, 1, 2, and a third, but a nice Fiend's Grip, and they don't have anything to stop it now. Malr1ne may have gotten out the epicenter, but he wasn't able to blink into the Bane. Still, though, heavy damage rains in on GPK's Dragon Knight. He falls, and somehow all of Falcons keep each other alive. To a man, they are still up, and now Pure is being hounded by all three of the cores, and two of the supports to get the pin onto the Bane as well. And what about that Wisdom Shrine? Not even that. Everything will be denied from BB Team. They will lose out on all the kills they hope to get. They will miss their Wisdom Shrine. Falcons will wipe them.
Beautiful team fighting from them. They toggled the target priority so damn well. The saves are bailing each other out. The little extra sustain. Huge epicenter from Malr1ne. He dealt the most damage there. Sick bushwhacks from Save. I mean, they baited that out pretty well. That's a Blade Mail Bristleback that took the brunt of that fight. GPK on the side. His Dragon Form ran out. That could be a very different fight if he has it for the second duration. He blinked into everybody. He was super confident they were going to win that, and it was very close. But the early laning victory for Falcons pays off in a huge brawl. They get that 5-0 victory. That's massive for them.
I kind of thought they had it when they were trading out the Nightmares. They managed to get this Fiend's Grip, but
it looked good. I mean, this is the kind of fight you want. The Bristle can survive. Infest bails him out. Blade Mail reflects a lot of damage here. At this point, you're a bit scared to commit, but now you're bleeding more potentially.
Yeah, Falcons not slowing down whatsoever. They moved to the other side of the map, already picked off the Hoodwink, and they're gonna go for more. They're gonna chase down GPK. It's a long road back to the tier 2, but a short one back to the fountain.
I mean, I was about to ask, what does GPK want to go after this blink to keep the early control going? It's been delayed. Whatever he was planning, looks like it's just going to be BKB. I mean, he was on pace to be the most farmed core in this game. He's now behind the entirety of Falcons. Going to have to look to Pure to get this Radiance online and bring some of that team fight back. Nice dodge from him. Quick reaction.
And he's going to go for an infest inside the Golem.
He doesn't want to TP off the map. That's the biggest thing, right?
Oh, no.
No
The
way he
quills
gets
will
out,
build
right?
up. They've got him, right? Oh, he's slowed down. He's outside of the range of the final quill. They used so much for that. They used a Fiend's Grip on him. He walked into their triangle and still survived.
Spark of Courage, quite nice on this hero. When you get low, the heal kicks in, the extra armor. And now, did you overstep?
Now Miro's going to be punished for chasing after him. There's so much control to make him face a certain direction, whether it's the spear, it's the fear, or it's the wheel. There is tons of options for Falcons to get the bristle back to face the right direction and put the damage into his face.
Man, that Wisdom Shrine fight decided so much of this mid-game. I mean, Crit is just having such a tremendous game after that. He has a full Vessel already done. So much damage into these cores that don't have early BKBs or Dispel. It's going to be great against the Dragon Knight, great against the Bristle. You can go into a fast Aether Lens here, and then you're just cruising in this game. Early Lotus for Amar. Seen him do this a couple times. Nice Dispel game, great against the Bane here.
And the armor never hurts when you're matched up against a lot of physical damage. I mean, all three cores are, you know, 90% physical damage here. Pure finally does have his Radiance, but I just feel like it's not going to mean that much. Like, the team fights, if Falcons are winning the fights, which they mostly are, right? It happens fast, right? It's a lot of burst damage. Like, what are the chances that this Radiance actually gets to do a decent amount of damage over time, or that the miss percentage chance actually has an impact when Falcons are largely just throwing magic damage at?
It's a scaling item. It's a farming item, right? He doesn't have to get max value out of it right now. It'll be good across the entirety of the game, especially if he gets really beefy later. You can go for infest plays, though. That is something this lineup always has available. You can infest the DK and look for a quick pick-off or jump into some sort of objective or vision control.
Yeah, and that's why typically I would really like the heroes that BB Team have against Falcons, because they do have that tendency to split up, where the Fiend's Grip might be able to do things, but the box counter is too good. Crit in the right spot, the right time will save Amar's life.
Crit just reading this play perfectly. So close to that tier 2.
And
It's a
Amar,
risky play.
he wants revenge. Katomi tried to kill him instead. Oh, look at Amar. What a nice guy. No, Skiter is struggling a bit on the network chart. He will wake him up so Skiter can take the last hit.
Amar the friendly strikes again. Honestly, at first I thought he misclicked that. I was thinking, you know, I've watched this kid for a couple seasons now. Did he lag out?
Maybe he's just evolving, growing as a person and a player.
Oh, this is the time to do it.
That's why he's got a Lotus Orb, so he can protect it. BKB timing for GPK, it doesn't feel like it's going to be enough. It feels like BB Team are just going to have to weather the storm until they get a second or third item on some of these cores. And that second or third item is going to be slowed down as Falcons keep on hitting with the smokes. They have not missed on one of these smokes yet.
Playing with more map control, slightly better vision. Furion and Enchantress pushing the waves in. You have more maneuverability here. Just finding more openings. I mean, I like that Pure's getting aggressive here. Like, you got to just take something off the map, right? You can't keep losing heroes, gaining nothing in return. You are pushing towards the second BKB on that Bristleback. Got delayed off that smoke. And now Tormentor's going to boost this network lead up even further.
Can they kill Snaking with the break? I think they might just have to. No, he's walking away. The heal is being outdone. The Radiance is just not going to do it.
The damage is just so pathetic.
It is. It's just sad. Save once again. He tries to get himself out of there, but Scurry teleport. It's not going to work for you.
Yeah, their Spotlight freshly delivered off that Tormentor.
Oh yeah.
I mean, this isn't the craziest shard in the game, but missed chance against this lineup. It's a freebie, right? Sure. Throw it out there.
And situations like that, finding the squirrel, trying to hide away in the trees, and they're going to play for another Wisdom Shrine. They took the last one, and BB Team, they learned their lesson. They will give this one up without a fight.
experience differential's out of control. I mean, we're already at an 11 level difference, 28%. 20 minutes in the game, that is some serious damage.
It's nasty work out here. Malr1ne, he's got his Aghanim Scepter. He's closing in on level 18 and soon to be a BKB. So the Sand King is peaking here pretty soon. Obviously, he continues to get stronger, but I feel like Aghanims plus level 18 Epicenter is one of the strongest points for this Sand King.
Oh, Falcons are not afraid of fighting right now. Again, they just want to sync it up around progressing the game through the Roshans, through the towers when they hit these timings. And once more snaking, he is just pushing these lanes aggressively. Knows he can't die. Knows even if they try and kill him, it's going to take everybody. Incredibly annoying. He will continue to scale here. Hurricane Pike on the menu for him after some early utility. Big problem for their cores in the late game, honestly. If he gets to sit in these fights and just throw out the impetus, it's pretty effective against the Bristle and the Dragon Knight here.
I mean, this is disgusting. Stinking's just by himself pushing out a lane. Not just defending it around the tower, but exploring this whole jungle area, getting information. BB Team are just on the edges of the map.
Malr looking for the setup on Pure.
Pure immediately going to rage and then TP away. Spooked by the Sprout that was coming in. The teleport from the Nature's Prophet. They're snaking. And once again, showing that he can't really die. This is so bad. BKB teleport out. That's your first use. The Black King bar. But BB Team have no other choice. They're too far behind right now. They just got to do something like that. A smoke up play, though. This might catch Falcons unaware.
You do not want to catch the Enchantress with this, though.
No. They're gonna oh, man. Oh, and they missed the bushwhack. Come on. They break the Enchantress. They'll get her. They got her. Ladies and gentlemen, we got her. It's all good. The Enchantress has finally died, and BB Team had picked up a 3rd kill for the game.
I mean, honestly, he's level 13. That's a significant kill just to relieve some of the map pressure here. This is why this man is such a nuisance on this hero. He forces overreactions. Suddenly you stop playing Dota, you start playing Hunt Bambi in the woods.
Yeah.
Creates a lot of space, a lot of farm for the other 3 cores, and Falcons love their tri-core scaling.
And the supports too. The supports have luxury items queued up.
We're
still thinking about like, oh, what am I getting? I'll get a Blink Dagger, an Aghanim Scepter. Like, who's thinking about Aghanim Scepter on this Ringmaster? Miro, once again, we see some maybe overcommitment from BB Team to try and claim a tower. The punish is there from Falcons not to get the kill, but another BKB forced out, and maybe a different kill. No save, does manage to skirt on by the Sprout.
A lot of Nightfall going on in this game, dare I say it.
Yeah.
These BKBs are not getting the fight impact you would want. Disable for Falcons is really causing them some issue. I'm sure they're thinking about some way to get an early abyssal or something.
I mean, when you're this far up,
this is significant. I mean, this is one way to get the lanes out when you're not using Helmet Dominators.
How does BB Team keep ending up in this position? Because this was a squad that was known for their laning prowess. This is a squad that was known for getting the advantage in the first 10 minutes and 20 minutes. And then maybe somewhere in the mid game, they would sometimes fall apart or something like that. But now it seems like every single game they're playing, they're just getting run over in the first 25 as once again, Falcons will find their mark with their movements around the map. They're just catching BB Team every single time they smoke.
Oh, they're getting everything they want off these. Continuing to scale everybody up. Yeah, you're finding some rat action on the side lanes. You're BKB TPing out, but you're also wearing down your durations going into this late game, whereas Falcons have not committed BKBs yet. If they want to go for them later on, they're going to have a nice timing advantage with that. And we've yet to see Roche go down. It's another big piece of pushing high ground in this patch. Falcons yet to claim it if they want it.
Epicenter goes out. Surprise! Pure. He's going to be caught by that one. He gets off the range, but it's so much damage he may not even survive. Gets off the infest. Inside save. And they're going to bounce back. They go up to Sand King. BB Team.
Oh, what
a big play. BKB. Wait, no. Oh, okay. Still goes goes down. The Burrow Strike is not quite good enough, and that is a massive kill streak to get up. 896 gold for GPK and an extra 550 for the team.
I mean, this game may not have been pretty for BB Team, but they suddenly have the top net worth core. They claimed a huge streak. They lose GPK.
Oh, instant response from GPK. A quick little stun, and Amar at half. Not so certain if he wants to keep going offensively anymore. Has to Arena defensively, still getting Dragon Tail. And yeah, BB Team saying, well, they don't have the Sand King. Good little clip. No, it's not going to be good enough. They still found the Bushwhack to stop him. And Fiend's Grip on top of that one. What is Amar doing trying to fight without his buddy Malr1ne?
That was an incredibly sick stun from GPK.
That was
absolutely brilliant. Once more, he has been the rock of this team, having an incredible TI main stage performance. And now BB Team, they feel a little momentum.
Third kill.
They will take everything here. Maybe into Roshan. This game just flipped on its head.
What just happened? They just, BB Team double their kills and get Roshan?
They're going to even out this league completely.
They are.
One bad gank into turnaround potential from that Infest on these tanky boys. They make the call to go back in. That's playing to win, right? You could just run away, lick your wounds, say, we got out, we survived. But they picked their point. They picked it well. They have a chance to turn this game.
Doesn't want to let anybody near the pit here. He's going to make sure and they even get an extra kill out of this crit. He's trying to do something fancy. Some sort of whip, maybe jumping into the pit.
It's just going to be another death on the board. I mean, that's basically a team wipe outside of the Furion into Roche.
Yeah.
This Bane is rich now.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Oh, Falcons, what have you done? It seems you are doomed to enter 60-minute games no matter what you do. This one might go the distance as well. And now you have a BKB on this Lifestealer. The debuff immunity that has been causing Falcons problems is about to get a lot worse. This Lifestealer pick is good for that reason. Now he has an insane duration to play with. I just don't think you can really itemize against it. You were itemizing a little defensively against some of the single target bursts with this ATF build. Malr1ne just going for pure damage, but none of this damage is going to do a lot to all this debuff immunity and the tankiness of these heroes plus the Infest.
Sure, they got to play, they got to be prepared to play longer fights where you make the jump, rage goes off, and then a reset, and that's why he's going for Refresher.
All right, Skiter has his work cut out ahead of him. Trying to man fight this lineup with a Furion is going to be really tough. It's just not a hero that's going to, again, buy items like that Epistle and put it to work, right?
Yeah. I mean, you're supposed to be operating off of a net worth advantage, and they still are, but there's another 4 minutes left on the Aegis. Katomi. He doesn't go down quite as quick as he used to, but they will still find the kill with the trio.
Dire's top tower.
And Falcons not backing down when it comes to being aggressive either. Still pushing towers, though those are illusions. Snaking will help it out. And looking after Miro in the mid lane. BB Team,
if he wants to.
They do have this Lifestealer coming in. They can help him out. And he jukes them out entirely. Falcons completely whip on that one. And the Dragon Tail stun does come in. GPK, he blocks the own stun back with the BKB and ensures they can get this kill onto Amar. Amar trying to walk it off. Force step, it actually gets him pretty far. Burning at the Radiance Burn though. And he throws away the Lifestealer, but it's not good enough. The Spirit Vessel will bring him down. Malr1ne, a massive hit in the back lines. He takes down the Hoodwink, does good damage to the Lifestealer, brings down Miro as well. Malr1ne, he went for all damage and it paid off in this fight.
Pure trying to stick around, doesn't TP out. Once the Infest, maybe the turn.
He does still have it. Dragon Tail and a Fiend's Grip both being used. Can they save the Sand King? They will. An Aether Lens, a long-range whip, that'll bail him out for now. And Infest inside the Dragonite, knowing GPK should be able to get away. Zane jump back in on a Malr1ne. Malr1ne, yeah, he did have a heavily offensive build, but as soon as they can get a Dragon Tail stun on him with Pure next to him, he does blow up quick.
GPK is owning these fights. The fact he pre-BKBs to not get Lotus stun there accounts for everything. You're able to kite this fight in and out. He has been a great Infest target, and the tankiness of this lineup is showing. I think Falcons are punching a mirror right now. Like, they are playing up against the lineup that they would normally play, and BB Team is abusing the strength of it, quite literally. And Falcons don't really know what to do. They're like, wait a minute, we're supposed to have the unkillable cores. We're supposed to be able to take the longer fight. They're getting worn through right now.
I love the fact that I think it was Robson who said, you know, like, you pick this sort of lineup, which is normally a Falcons lineup, and, well, they can show In this case, they're going to show that it's just unbeatable, and maybe you should just be playing 3 strength cores every game.
It absolutely happens. You can feel like you have a grasp on the meta. I mean, Falcons are going to play their style no matter what. And you can think it's unbeatable, and some team just plays what you do. They do it a little better, and you don't know what to do against it. It can be incredibly frustrating. We've seen it at TI before.
And this game that was once, 65-35 sort of matchup is now dead even.
And Falcons afraid to try and jump this Lifestealer on the lane. Not an easy jump, but they're going to have to smoke up and make something happen. Lincoln's freshly done for Amar. This is as good as it gets for him for a long time. But it looks like BB Team's jump is a little scarier. Full nullifier on GPK. If he finds his mark here on a big core target, the fight
Who's he looking
over.
for?
Once Malr1ne.
Malr1ne, it's going to break on him. He blinks backwards up to the high ground. Amar, he can't do the same. nor can Snaking.
Nice
they
save.
get him the box. He might be able to get up to the high ground. He's still a bit in trouble, though. Skiter comes in from the side. They do manage to get the Fiend's grip, but it's still Kanto may go.
Arena from Amar. He read that fight perfectly, hit in the tree line, no chance to jump him. I jump you. I killed both supports at the start. Take a lot of your control mechanism out. You can feel GPK's frustration with that angle, right? He wanted to jump past the Enchantress, but he didn't see anybody. He didn't know exactly where heroes were in that tree line. That's a very tough blind jump to make. Sure. Settles for the Enchantress, but immediately after you make that jump, you don't feel great about it. The box save comes through. You're on a bad target. Yet again, we've seen this before.
When is this going to be able to stop? Because these are not melee heroes that are going to build Basher.
I don't think it stops
anytime
this game
soon. It's got to be entirely on Scythe, right?
I mean, maybe get an Abyssal on the Enchantress. I don't know. Get creative. Like,
yeah, you could do that.
None of these cores want to go that route. You pretty much just have to accept that that's the route this game is going. You didn't tempo it out. And continue to scale in your own ways. Build your heroes up, get the Hex on Amar, get to Refresher territory. Refreshers can help you fight through this, right? If you survive through some of the early BKB duration, you come in with the second plunge, that can be strong enough to bring these heroes down.
That's not going to feel great for Falcons, knowing the game is going late, because I do favor BB Team's lineup going late.
It's scary. These three cores together, they punch together and they punch hard. Looking for another aggressive go. No roast to get off this play, but just feeling super strong on the map right now.
It's fine there on the ward. Putting the SNY hero on the front lines with that Stanish resistance.
I mean, to me, it's crazy Falcons are still up 7K. Because it's felt like they haven't won a fight in a long time. I mean, they got the two supports top. They got another shard, but
I think that will largely be the advantage that Falcons have going into late game is their supports are scaling up much better. Not that they are better in the late game, but frankly, the start that they had, and, you know, Enchantress is always pretty good at finding farm wherever she wants.
They will get more gold off the map. That's the difference right now, is the support difference. They can make the items work if they can contribute more damage in the fight or more saves. You get nags on the Ringmaster. That's his best scaling mechanism.
Sure.
Honestly, Ringmaster suffers a lot against T-Belt immunity.
Epicenter, fine save, and after that kill on save, looking at Miro, and if they could just kite him around, get another BKB out of him, that's pretty good.
He'll take that. Some pressure on the map. Does leave ATF solo top.
I can't believe Amar is showing this deep after they just showed all four of their heroes down there. It's not like he has a BKB. He can't do the same. He can't just BKB TP out. I guess Lincoln's Lotus does protect you against a lot of the initiation of BB Team.
He's confident in his defense against the Dragon Knight, as long as he can keep checks on where the Bane is or he has a good gut read of it. Somebody's got to get these lanes out. Another Wisdom Shrine steal. Have they gotten a single one this game?
Yeah, this is another reason why the Falcon supports are also scaling up more. They got to max out all their abilities so early onto the game, using those to farm up. I think surely the 7-minute one?
Yeah, they probably got the 7-minute bud.
But yeah, 14, 21. I don't know about really 28, hurts. But 35 got taken. Though doesn't really make that much of a difference if you just end up losing certain team fights to BB Team. You have all those levels, but it just gives them right back when BB Team kills you.
And he'll TP out now. Looking who's the highest level in this game. It's pure out of everybody. Not who I would have guessed out of that laning phase, but he was almost level 25. Nice talent for him to pick up. This thing about Butterfly here. Not a conventional lifestealer item, but could be really interesting. Nice against the Furion in the man fight.
Yeah.
Haste.
I mean, I think Abyssal is good for him as well. Falcons grouping up. Roche, guaranteed spawn here very shortly. You got to get the vision out, got to control the pit. This is not an Aegis you want to give the BB team, given the way this game has gone. Especially Ag's done on the Dragon Knight. I mean, their cores are scaling like beasts, but you put an Aegis on the Lifestealer, this fight is going to feel real impossible. I think this is a must contest Roche.
Yeah, I have a hard time seeing how they kill him one time between the Rage, BKB, Infest into another Rage. Give him an extra life, then that pretty much kills the only way the Falcons can kill that Lifestealer, which is through the initiation. But Amar does have that tool now, a Scythe of Ice, so they have a way to get through this Rage or get in front of it.
This smoke is slow from BB if they're trying to get here to contest. This Roche is just gone. Way too fast with the Daedalus Mjolnir on the Furion. Hex done on the Mars, Refresher done on the Sand King. Falcons, they're hitting a really big power spike right now, and they got a Roche for free in this game.
What, was this an intentional, like, BB team had to have known this was a possibility, did they?
Yeah, it was a guaranteed spawn time. They just gave it up. They rather play for their item timings. They say the Aegis doesn't matter. This isn't that third Roche with potential shard or any kind of nonsense like that.
Yeah, and the butterfly timing that the Lifestealer just picked up is massive alongside level 25, so an extra second of rage duration, as if the BKB wasn't good enough.
He's just so high level. You have Black Dragon available as well. This next fight is very tough for both teams to get through these cores. There's just so much tankiness. A lot depends on the initiation. ATF with the Hex Arena. And if you're BB all on GPK, getting in there, starting the fight off, your Bushwhack and Grip can do some work once the fight develops, but they're not likely starting it off. This Dragon Knight has to play fearless right now. And you have to keep crit in check. That escape act can absolutely ruin you.
And BB team, they'll take that bait. They will quickly kill him. There goes the epicenter. They go straight to the back line, trying to cancel the support. They only got Katomi. They did not get saving that. Amar does manage to get the spear onto Pure, and GPK is beginning to be kited. Now he still has that Black Dragon. He can walk over these cliffs, but Malr1ne is caught up with a Burrow Strike. GPK has to respond with his own BKB. Pure out with the Rage, and they'll all retreat here. It did have to buy back on both the 5 positions. This fight was just too crucial.
A true mirror match in all things here. Even the fights completely even. That was an impressive amount of kiting going into that Dragon Knight in the river. He just kept getting hit by daggers and vessels from crit. He just can't move. Pretty brutal.
Was pretty nasty.
I guess with the early nullifier, they can kind of ignore crit's positioning if they find a good core target. This box will not save you from the dispel. So in some ways, you can leave him a little unchecked, but if the fight goes long, he's going to be an issue.
Yeah.
Still, it's an even fight while Falcons have this Aegis. If you're a BB team, you're probably okay with that outcome. You wanted more out of that if you were Falcons. You know how strong Skiter is right now with the 2 lives. Just hit 25 as well. He has the removed teleport.
Yeah, 2 lives and soon to be a Satanic, so
that
in a way, third
interesting TP from ATF. You left
it's gonna find him.
Yeah, they did not expect this move coming through, or if they did, they were trying to get out last minute. I think ATF was looking for the split push setup bottom, but BB team making a very different call.
What's the green room do again?
So retake some of that Roche on area, but of course, I mean, Roche has already been claimed. Still 2 minutes on the clock for Skiter here. They want to try and force the fight with the Aegis, and they're going to do that. They get scanned.
Amar goes for it. Side the Vice on the Bristleback. Lands the spear. Malr1ne with the epicenter. All in on this Bristleback. He actually went to the back line, hit GPK with his burrow. Now he's been Fiend's Grip, but that's fine. He got off the BKB. No, pulled in by Butch swipe, and they manage to burst him down. Animar! What is that damage between Pure and GPK? They just ripped through him, and now Skiter is fighting this fight without his other 2 cores. They're trying to get it back to the base on this first life, but pulled back in by Save. That's life number 1. Do they have anything to buy back on the side of Falcons? Skiter, second life, BKB, he goes out, pushing away Pure, and he's gonna try and teleport away. And he will be fine to do so, but what about his base?
I mean, you're not TP'd far. BB Team win a fight right outside their base with a Black Dragon. They are going to go to town. And the all chat swiftly return here. Just
they're going straight to the tier 4s.
They only
Pure
know
has
one
made his
direction.
call.
Forwards into the enemy throne.
They'll get one buyback out of him. But Falcons, they've got nothing left in the tank. They didn't see this coming. The tier 4 shredded, the throne completely exposed, and there is nothing Falcons can do to stop it. Maybe they delay it with a little bit of Shroud nonsense. They try for the Burrow Strike. They try and do damage, but you cannot stop BB Team. You give them the win condition, and they will rip it away from you.
What a game from them to start this series off, especially against playbook. They were outscaling them. They got through that incredibly terrifying mid game that looked like Falcons were going to run away with it. They stabilized. They find that one turnaround top. They get so much out of that, and they're able to stabilize, turn that game around, scale into the late game, and just power through.
Okay. 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 Okay, the Team Falcons is the better team. Okay, come on. I can nice. Okay.
To be clear, right? BB, they started the all chat, right? Pure started the all chat at the early game, then Malr, of course, responded with the rank 50 laning, and then
It started the tipping,
it was, yeah, all back and forth. Game 2, there's going to be more all chat, there's going to be more tips and everything. It is a very, very spicy series.
It is a spicy series, and for this first game, we did give the flowers to GPK. I think how could you not? This guy is, I think, one of the main reasons why they are playing in this upper bracket semifinals to begin with, and he, of course, delivered. I do also think we should highlight the Lifestealer in the sense that this was a player we talked about a lot because yesterday Pure had a rough time. This time around, he gets the overall last pick for his team, Effie, and he delivers.
He definitely delivered. I mean, he had everything that you wanted a carry to have in the late game. However, that early game was rough. Like, it does feel good to win this, but there is still an issue.
That's 4 in a row.
There's still an issue that exists that for some reason, BB Team's safe lane are not making it through their lanes with enough. They've just really been suffering, and that is something that I want to see them correct, hopefully with the good morale that this game brought.
Yeah, and with this game we had, of course, Kataomi's Bane. It's one of his staples. Falcons let it through FE because they thought they could counter it.
Yeah, so one of the big problems that BB Team had early on, as you just saw in this clip, was every time Kataomi wanted to grip or every time they wanted to make a play with their Vayne, something was going wrong. It was getting countered by Escape Act. Here, they just lacked damage. They did not have enough burst to follow up early on. Snaking just walks that off. Here, again, they try to set up with this Infest on an Ancient Creep. They get the grip off. Guess what? Crit is there with that Escape Act. As the game progressed and they won a team fight or two, they were able to get their nullifiers up once Lifestealer hit that Radiance. Once he got more items, it stopped being that much of an issue. But a big part of the reason why that early game was snowballing so hard was because of all of the tankiness on Falcons and all of the saves that they had.
I mean, usually I feel like Falcons are quite clean. Like when they have this type of lead, they take it from start to finish, they're ahead, they do their stuff, and they're gonna like cleanly end out the game. This time around, I feel like towards this mid game, BB Team had their number in like one fight, then the second, then the third. So I feel like it's the type of game where both teams are happy with the draft that they had and happy with how they played at some points of the game. But Falcons need to clean it up and like play more on the same page when it comes to the later stage.
Yeah, and if both teams are happy with how things are kind of balancing out, then a lot is going to rely on those team fights, Tigo.
Yeah, I just wanted to highlight how beautiful one of these fights was, where you had Falcons trying to escape the aggression of BB, right? Like, you know, Malr1ne starting the fight, but with all the utility available for Falcons, multiple 4-staffs, you got Lotus, Amar missing spears, it's fine. Link as well on the Mars. Like, this is a fight for BB with the Aegis. They're in this, like, timing of aggression, but look how far Falcons are able to drag back the fight. How much resource and utility they're having to put into the mix just to try and survive. So the fact that, yeah, BB was down in the early game, but as soon as they hit this like post-Roshan 27-minute mark, the game fully switched because Falcons, like, they had to use everything for one Mars, but they were never really fighting. It was all mode survival.
And the reason why they were able to make such a big comeback as well was because GBK and Save together in tandem were creating opportunities. Like, what led to that Roshan in the first place, right? It was that top lane pick that they found on the Mars.
Yeah, and of course in this clip it does kind of go well for Falcons, but killing a bristle. But again, like the next fight is very, very different. But this was the best fight that Falcons could try to try and kite back from.
And it's also from this point forward, like you can even see it like on the cam, like Pure, he gets quite animated. Like, you know, it's a super long dragged out fight. We saw the double force earlier. They get a reinfest go again. You get a couple of kills, and this is where I would say the game like really turned on its head.
Yeah, it was quite the game here, that's for sure. And I do think we got to go back to talking about something that we talked about before, the draft and picking all your poisons. One of the main poisons that is, I believe it was on your 100% win rate heroes, Kezu, the Sand King, for the first time, Malr1ne Sand King.
Yeah, it was, and he had an incredible game, like from start to finish, really. But I'm still going to go back to, if you would talk to both teams about this game right now, they're not going to talk much about the draft. They're going to talk about the gameplay. This BB team is going to say our lane should go better, the game should be more even, whereas Falcons are like, we're up 10k gold at 20 minutes, like what else do you want? Our heroes are supposed to win, we need to clean it up, and that's it.
Well, speaking of that Sand King, and speaking of the early game that did go very well for Falcons, it is going to be Purge that is going to be breaking down that early game.
Thank you, Shiver. Yeah, the Sand King for the Falcons always goes immaculate. It makes Malr1ne makes the hero look so easy, frankly. And part of that is because of Ancient Stacks. Crit really focused on this in the early game while also helping his ally out by zoning the Bane and keeping him away from this problem. In this example here, both stacking and securing a kill on Kataomi as he gets ran down. Skiter also TPs, and Sand King just, walks over and says, okay, I'll take that kill for free, thank you very much. So, getting him 2 sets of gold, basically. He stacks again at the 7-minute mark. Keep in mind there actually is a sentry blocking this. Kataomi placed this earlier, so they're doing a little bit to decrease the amount of gold that the Sand King is going to get from this. But the problem is that he can still clear this very, very easily. Crit is going to hang out in the area to make sure that nobody ends up contesting it. One cool thing I noticed here, watch his power treads here. He's going to toggle these in moments that he wants the creeps to re-aggro to him so that they stay really grouped up here. So he's just going to toggle the power treads. That way he doesn't actually have to take damage. Normally you have to attack to break your invis here, but he waits to do it until the very end. One benefit there that power treads gives you over the phase boots, very cool. Then we see Pure on the other side using Gore Storm on an Ancient Creep. He's trying to apply some pressure here. He thinks he's very invulnerable basically in this lane because he can just press Rage and can't actually be stunned. But watch this really cool chain stun that they do on the Falcon side. They actually started off a little bit abnormally. Now, normally you could have Amar maybe try to throw a spear to get him to this tree, but what they do instead is they start channeling from the right to stun with this one first. That's going to apply a fear, and that's going to give them an opening to land the second stun. And naturally, here's Malr1ne doing the same. I swear to God, this is the 4th rotation I've seen him do like this. He farms well, he ganks the top lane, he gets a kill, and he turns that into a tower kill. And then what they do afterwards is he gets his Blink Dagger at like 10 minutes. At this point, he always has like 2 kills and a couple assists, and he brings a smoke with 1 support, and then he goes for the next fight. And in this case, it's on the mid lane. They blow up the Bane, they kill him. I just watch this early game every time, and I'm like, this guy just consistently gets tons of kills. He accelerates his team's gold advantage, and then they go into the mid game. So almost always wins, sometimes falls off a little bit if there isn't as much follow-up, but definitely still an incredible early game for Malr1ne on the Sand King, but it wasn't enough this game to beat BB Team.
And that means that they are 1 game down, and BB Team is 1 game away from being top 3 at this year's International, and that is a big. That means that they are going to have maybe a little bit of extra pressure. Tigov, I want to talk about how we're coming into that game number 2, because, as we said, it's not the heroes. What are they going to do in game number 2 to make sure that their laning stage also goes correct?
Probably try and chill out a little bit more on the whole all chat kind of meme stuff, because I think Falcons in a different game, if they aren't in their own heads about the whole BB thing, then they're probably going Roshan earlier, they're making these moves earlier, but I think I saw an aura of cockiness in the kind of the mid game where they're farming it more, they're kind of TPing out, they're probably laughing to each other, kind of like, they're not killing us, look at them, they're fools, they're bad at lanes, and then suddenly Pure just wakes up and goes, nah, my time's to shine, right? So I think Falcons, a little bit cocky in the mid game, got punished, and you just stop that and you're probably fine in game 2.
Yeah, I mean, that game looked like it was theirs until they broke formation 1 time and lost that first Aegis. Like, had that not happened, had there been more heroes behind the Mars in that time, like, if they thought that the game was losable, then it would have looked different. So, absolutely agree with T there. And for BB Team, they need to work on their laning stage. Something's going wrong. I don't know what they need to talk about, but something needs to be talked about even though they win.
The one thing that BB Team have on their side now is momentum. Like, you have the enemy team that's trying to clown on you in all chat. You get to clown back on them, you win the game. I think there's not even like that much they need to like discuss. Sure, like do better in lanes, but it doesn't mean that much. So I think they take like this good feeling, this momentum into the next game, and sometimes you just need to let things happen.
It helps that BB had a clear route to being the team without scaling, right? Like when you have the life to the bristle, they know at X minute we win the game. I think that means you don't care about your lane, your early game, because as long as you get to that minute mark, you're going to be fine. So maybe Falcons can try and deal with the fact that BB are kind of playing for the perfect scale, the perfect point in which they are kind of unbeatable.
I think there's still an important question for BB Team, is that do they want to give away the Sand King again? Because yes, they did beat it, but it was a painstaking process to beat it. Like we saw, Purge showed us how well he played that early game. He makes it so difficult. Do you want to give it away again? Have you decided that it's too problematic and you would rather deal with the rest of Malr1ne's hero pool? That's what they should be talking about right now.
They probably are talking about that right now. And then I don't know what everybody else is talking about, but I think we're about to find out because Slacks is somewhere amongst you guys.
Hello there, friends. Yes, we're here in the crowd. How y'all doing here? Ah, they're still alive. They're still well. Oh, I thought we'd do a little crowd vibe check here on the last series of the day. Go and talk to some random folks. How you doing? What's your name?
Hello, I'm Maxime.
All right, all right. Who you voting for here? Who are you hoping wins?
BB Team.
BB Team. Why do you guys like BB Team?
What?
Why do you like BB Team?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that works for me too. I like that. Fantastic. Thank you so much, BB Team. May they continue to go on. Let's find out. You just got here. Where you been?
Yeah, what's up? We're hoping that Parivision wins the International, and in this pairing, we are voting for BB Team.
Okay, more BB Team. All right, is that a nice, delicious soda there?
What?
What are you drinking?
I'm drinking Zero Coke.
Coke Zero? That's free advertising. Chug it, young man. Yeah. Well, that was pathetic. Thank you so much for your attempt. Good try. All right, what can he do? Hello, do we have any Falcons fans over here? Is that a BKB? Holy moly. Yo, Ghost, take a look at this thing. You can use that. That's cool. Well, fantastic. That is awesome, man. What's your name?
Hey, Koya.
Oh, fantastic. Why'd you make the BKB?
What?
Why did you make this?
Because it's the best item in the game.
Wow! What position do you play?
None.
Even he knows. Well, you don't play Dota?
I do, but not good.
Well, I mean, neither do any of these guys, man. Let's not lie to each other. So, carries out there. For your reference, this is a BKB. It is the best item of the game. Thank you, my friend. Thank you for the educational moment here. How else are we doing? What else around here? What do you got? Eat, sleep, Dota, repeat. Beautiful. What are you doing here?
What? We are Falcon fans.
Oh, Falcons fans. We found them. What'd you think of that last game?
Sorry, he doesn't speak English that well. Yeah, we're sad. We're rooting for them. It was looking very good, very promising, but poof.
Yeah, very, very heartbreaking. Someone just wooed over there. Don't woo, and he says poof. That's not nice. What language does he speak?
Czech. We're from
Czech, Czech. Could you say a curse word in Czech real quick?
No, don't do that.
You're right. Thank you very much. Enjoy the game. All right, who else we got? Hello, you guys look ready. They're lining up like I chose these guys. How you doing?
So I'm doing great.
Oh, I'm great. What's your name?
Leighton.
Oh, fantastic. And who's this?
Sorry?
Well, why does this keep happening to me today? Who do you want to win?
XG.
Oh.
PV.
Whoa, do you guys know each other? Oh, this got weird. I thought you guys were white. Okay, well, cool. Can you shake hands at least to show the connectivity of Dota 2? Wonderful. Look at that. They believe in each other. Absolutely. Somebody had some runes or something over here. Who had the runes list? I was talking to somebody. I think they left. Oh, yeah. You were decoding runes, right? Show me the runes. Why does this keep happening to me? All right, somebody else. All right. Who's over here? Oh, here we go.
Signature, and I met Sumail today.
You got Sumail's signature today.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Any words that you'd like to say to Sumail that maybe you didn't say there because you were too nervous?
I love him, and the whole Pakistan loves him, and I wish him all the best. I know. Let's go, Nigma!
That series is over. All right. I promised someone I'd talk to one more person. I promised him I would run up here. Hello there. What is this?
This is my collection of all the autographs here.
Oh!
So, same with Nigma. I'm going with Ghost. So, yeah, that's my man from Malaysia. I'm from Singapore. I flew 20 hours here. I slept on a bench, and I'm here now.
He slept on a bench! Thank you, Germany, for your comfortable benches. All right, thank you very much. As you can see, the crowd is alive. We're still rocking, and we're ready for the next game. Let's go one more. Everybody, from Hamburg, back to you. Woo!
Thank you very much. Slacks drifting about in the audience over there, and I'm sure that everybody's still having a good time. And I think that it would be very nice if we can push this a little bit. Maybe get a third game out there. I know there's Falcon fans, and to be fair, I think BB Team has a lot of fans as well, hoping that they get to see more of their squad and therefore having that third and deciding game. We gotta have to, keep everybody entertained here. And I do think that Falcons, amongst all the teams here still in the playoffs, Kezu, has the most experience in game number 3, so they can push back.
Oh, absolutely. They know how to play long games. They play long series, and I can only imagine that this stinks right now. What happened to him? You're ahead in this game. We're gonna talk about the alt chat. Like, you go into the next game, you gotta do it clean, play your stuff, make it happen. Because this team, they don't go down without a fight.
Coming into TI, I was promised long games. I was promised this, 2 o'clock in the morning Dota. It's only 7:30 right now.
There is still time.
I'm sure. I mean, this single 2 games potentially could do it, but I want to be here at midnight. I want to be here at 1 in the morning screaming about Dota. So yeah, I'm hoping for 3 games. I'm hoping for a bit of a comeback, show some life.
It does beg the question, and in the game we just witnessed, and the history that we know from Falcons, Effie, why couldn't Falcons, after they were with their backs against the ropes, how couldn't they push back and delay the game, as they have done so many times during the road to TF?
I think what Lifestealer and DK were doing in that late game, their heroes just do not naturally solve, and they were playing for a much earlier timing, and they lost that window. They didn't get the Roshans the way that they wanted to. I mean, they were leading by 7K net worth, like minute 14.
Yeah.
Like, losing from that position does not feel good. When you have that kind of start, you expect to be in a position where you don't give anything to your enemies and they don't win off of hero matchups alone.
Also, I would say the net worth lead for Falcons is also a bit of a bait where that 7k, 10k, whatever, it didn't translate to anything that meant BB was under pressure, right? There was no Roshan contest. There was not like a tier 3 contest. There was nothing to say, hey, you're one mistake away, BB, that we're going to punish you. And also, BB never felt like they're forced to overlap the farm too much. They have a static tri-core between Lifestealer, DK, Bristle. It's why the early game was difficult. They don't want to make moves. They're not contesting runes. They're doing nothing. They're just farming. So the fact that Falcons never really played the mid-game with conviction means the heroes always will come online for BB.
Yeah, no, I like what you both said. Like, their heroes just aren't that good against a Slicer DK. And then the same what he just mentioned about the gold. Like, Amar, he has Lotus and Lincolns. They're great items, but it's also how do you set them up into the fight? Did you ever, like, clutch it out? In other games, you have Lotus against Roars, against, you know, Grips to reflect it. But that didn't really happen. So in the later stages of the game, with the fights, BB team, they just had their number.
And if we want to examine their support duo and how it scales, or what the relative strength of that support duo versus other heroes that are popular, Ringmaster fell off hard. That hero is countered very easily by a Nullifier. His spells lost a lot of damage. His cooldowns went up. His talents got nerfed. Look at Enchantress. She has had a rough year, right? So when you're talking about scaling, these heroes are just not doing it for you either. And Falcons typically scale very hard on their support heroes. They go into the late game with their supports packing a punch. This time around, their heroes could not do that.
And this was a game where, correct me if I'm wrong, Snapfire was still in the pool.
It was available.
Yep. It was in the second phase where they picked the Ringmaster, right?
Yeah, they'd seen the Hoodwink and the DK, they picked the Ringmaster. But again, it makes sense. Clean jump, map play, and we saw from the clips, Ringmaster was able to do an exceptional job at combo breaking.
Yep.
It's when you walk down the line of the draft and one DK, one Bristle, one Lifestealer, there's so many different problems that, sure, you might survive for 20, 25 minutes, but you need to just farm.
Yeah, the hero definitely lags when you get overpowered, and the nullifiers did come out, as we touched on. So then later you do lose a lot of value. One thing I could see going to the next game, maybe, I mean, Hoodwink was picked very early on, so maybe Falcons themselves are like, okay, we're going to raise the priority as well. Is one team going to ban it? Because it is the most picked hero of both teams.
Yeah, what adaptations are we going to see for this second game? I think one of the major changes will be the pick order, and that does just mean that there is less ban potential for BB Team that we discussed was going to be a little bit more important compared to maybe Falcons bans, because there are just a lot of heroes that you do not want Falcons to get their hands on. So that will definitely change things up, Effie.
It will for sure, and I'm still so curious about the Sand King. Do they feel like their approach was good enough? Because the lack of the scaling on Falcons did not come from that Sand King pick. It came from the supports and to them getting Lifestealered when they had a Nature's Prophet carry. Do you want to give away Sand King again? He kind of destroyed that early game.
Oh, sorry. Why did Miro yawn? It's quite good.
He got you good.
He got me good, yeah, sorry.
You good?
Yeah, I'm good now, don't worry.
Wait, to go to the, I would not give up the Sand King. Like, if I'm BB Team, I'm like, let's take, like, this guy, Purge showed it to us, and he is not wrong when he says he's seen this 5 times. Because I've seen it 5 times. They stack every time. It then not just gives golden XP to him, it allows his 4 to get XP from the stacks. It allows Crit to go to the mid lane and soak more golden XP. And it really snowballs very, very quickly. Had BB Team not played incredibly well to, like, find this comeback in this mid game, they would absolutely, the only thing they will talk about right now is take out Marine Sand King. So try not to get baited just because something specific happened. Try to keep a clear head on what actually matters.
Yeah. I did really enjoy watching GPK on that DK though. This hero's fallen off. We've seen him as a carry from time to time, but we don't see that mid DK come out often. And clearly with that first pick Hoodwink, they were building towards this DK idea. They were building towards this duo that would play and make space for Pure in this game. They knew that they were going to run around with this DK's Blink and try to get what they could.
Yeah, after game 1, it feels like there's like a pick your poison situation. You either got to ban, respect the DK, the Puck, or the Earthshaker. They're like the big 3 I think GPK's shown so far at the International. And for Falcons, they're going to have to decide which one are we probably going to play against. And if it's available, they are going to take it.
And we already mentioned it after game number 1. We did see Skiter 0 deaths in that first game on his Nature's Prophet. Do we want him to get a little bit higher priority in this game number 2 draft, as maybe also with a different style of hero, as this Nature's Prophet did not end up working out despite it having such a good game?
I wouldn't necessarily change anything with how they prioritize Skiter. Honestly, that game really must have surprised them. It caught them off guard extremely quickly, but Skiter did play a great game. Like, he was everywhere, he was present, he built items to scale, he died 0 times like we've talked about. It's just the nature of the draft and them getting caught off guard by this lifestealer is what put them in this position.
I think there's one key stat there that is showing the big problems for Falcons game 1. 256 building damage.
I was going to say, that is quite the difference.
Yeah. And of course, it just boils down to what we've been saying, right? It's the progressing the game, getting the kills, feeling that the map state is yours, but not progressing the the fundamentals of the game. Something that obviously Aoi likes to say time and time again.
When you have a lead as big as the one Falcons had, that first Aegis becomes very important because you have to find a way to keep that lead and not give away the gold you have and make your enemies have that entry into that game.
Well, we can theory craft a lot about what might or might not happen in game number 2, but it is time to find out.
Team Falcons versus BB Team. Game 2.
Here we go. We got BB Team on Radiant this time around and Falcons on the Dire side. First pick goes the way of BB Team. Second pick and overall last pick to Team Falcons, and that means it's a complete swap over from a previous game. For BB Team, though, they still want to pick up that Hoodwink first, regardless of which pick order they are. In regards to the bans, I do want to point out that this time around Falcons did not ban out the puck, so now we have our options open in regards to that as well. That Sand King, though, still in.
I think not banning the puck is the fact that Falcons are second pick. If BB were to first pick it, there's plenty of heroes that Falcons like to play. The DKs, the Shakers, etc. So I don't know if Falcons are that scared of it, at least from BB being first pick.
I'm a bit surprised that they've lost their confidence in their Sand King, that they've been happily first picking. Maybe they think that the approach that BB Team had was enough for how the game state goes. Even if Falcons had that great early game, the DK plus Hoodwink duo does enough to offset what Sand King does on a map.
They haven't respected it in the sense that their first 4 bans haven't addressed the Bristle, the DK, or the Lifestealer. So if they were to pick Sand King here, and with 1 single ban, 2 are still going to flood into the second phase, and then BB can construct the same type of draft and have the same kind of recipe to winning a game 2.
Yeah, I wonder if they're still thinking about it or if they're swayed away from it. Falcons players generally don't strike me as the ones that lose confidence in themselves or their heroes, generally speaking. Yeah. So it might be strategical or to just save it for later. Ench overall is considered a very good hero against Hoodwink in the lane. You can out-trade the hero. You have your, you have your heal to actually offset some Acorn trading on the side. So overall, it also looked good. Snake King plays it well. So I'm not too surprised about the start of the draft so far.
Yeah, Hoodwink being also the most played position for hero of the International and the road to the International. So having a great track record there, and of course very comfortable for a lot of players.
She's made quite the comeback.
Yeah.
You didn't see any play after her facet got nerfed, the trick shot, or whatever it was called. Not even nerfed, deleted.
Yeah.
Players couldn't find a way to make it work, but I think she's come back into meta because of her ability to play from a distance. She's a support that's very hard to catch, can disengage very easily, and provides a lot of burst damage. And all of the supports that are popular right now seem to be able to keep a large distance away from threats in teamfights.
It also seems nice when your fours have like the follow-up damage, and I would say it's Falcons that kind of brought back the rushing shard on Hoodwink with like this follow-up damage, spell amp, get it into your core. But there's something interesting that happened here. BB Team were the ones that banned DK going into this phase, so now Falcons, they didn't have to. They take out their TA, they get their Sand King again, so we have a very similar setup.
Yeah. And interesting, with the TA ban, they still are enabling potential lifesteals and all the things that we just saw previously. But they want the Sand King, they want that pace of play.
And the Bristleback Disruptor coming out as well, so we most likely have our offlane set. Depending on where the Bristle goes, I'm going to assume it's Miero's hero. That's the only player that has picked it up so far, but we know Pure can do that as well, and Disruptor cannot go wrong.
It's a very similar setup.
And interesting, with the TA ban, they still are enabling one of the top offlaners at happily running into fights, not caring. Even if he does get 100 to 0, you're probably using multiple heroes, multiple spells.
And the Bristleback Disruptor coming out as well, so we most likely have our offlane set. Depending on where the Bristle goes, I'm going to assume it's Miero's hero. That's the only player that has picked it up so far, but we know Pure can do that as well, and Disruptor cannot go wrong with that either way.
Hoodwink and Disruptor both thrive when you have any hero that likes to aggressively position, and Bristleback is probably one of the top offlaners at happily running into fights, fights, not filtering. Even if he does get 100 to 0, you're probably using multiple heroes, multiple spells. And, yeah, very solid draft so far.
I think they've doubled back for the Sand King because BB Team ended up banning the DK themselves. And maybe what they didn't want to play against was a potential Hoodwink plus DK again versus what Sand King does. But this DK ban indicates that maybe that GPK puck is coming out anyway.
That's true, especially with these supports that you're seeing come out here. I like the SD. Again, having like a save is very good. You get the break later, you help your Sand King who goes in. And most importantly, the +4 that Falcons pick crit, he always has an ability to stack the Ancients easily. You bag one, you spell the other, double stack, easy stuff done. So if you
have jumping heroes.
Yeah, there's a lot of value coming out of SD this draft, but also there's Disruptor and the Static Storm and the Ag Static Storm that will come out later in the game. Shadow Demon's one of the better heroes to play against this. If he's not caught in that backline, he can save against one of the big win conditions that comes from a Disruptor team fight.
Falcons only a couple stuns to the name. Of course, as mentioned, the puck kind of expected for GPK in this position. All Falcons try and get one final. Just really, really potent when you have jumping heroes.
Yeah, there's a lot of value coming out of SD this draft, but also there's Disruptor and the Static Storm and the Ag Static Storm that will come out later in the game. Shadow Demon's one of the better heroes to play against this. If he's not caught in that backline, he can save against one of the big win conditions that comes from a Disruptor team fight.
Falcons only a couple stuns to the name. Of course, as mentioned, the puck kind of expected for GPK in this position. Will Falcons try and get one final stun to be an answer towards the puck? That is going to be the question.
I will say, statistically, it's looking pretty good for BB Team.
Yep.
100% win rate on the puck, 100% win rate on the bristle. Surely they can't lose.
This is super high comfort for them, absolutely. Yeah. And also they had full reserve time going into these bans too. They should be feeling good. They do pick out of phase. Do you guys feel like they are going to run back the Lifestealer? Should they look for something else? It is still a double strength core. Sure, there's an SD. Do you want something else?
They have free choice though. Like there's an Ursa if they want to be tanky and kind of soak up the jump, you don't die. There's a Lifestealer as well, like we just saw with the Infest. You don't care as long as you don't get 100-0 from the Sven jump. Yeah, so many options for Pure to pick up.
Yeah, let's see which ones Falcons is gonna eliminate, and it is of course BB Team that will be banning heroes that most likely will be played from the offlane with the Mars already removed.
I'm just looking at this puck plus Hoodwink and comparing it to the DK plus Hoodwink of last game that was really instrumental in their comeback. While GPK is undefeated on this puck right now, I don't think they're going to have that pacing that the DK gave them. They're still going to struggle versus the Sand King. The issue is still there.
And
that's a troll removed.
How are they going to make it through that early game?
Both teams are relatively equal in their pacing, where it's like Puck can make reactionary plays, Sand King wants to be proactive, but Sven still needs to farm, Bristle wants to farm an item or two. Like, it's not as if there's this perfect core plus mid lane completely break the map. There is a bit of greed here. That's why I think Falcons might even look towards, you know, a last pick Doom potentially. In a slower game, you're chilling, you can buy Helmet Dom, buy some Midas, you Doom Bristle back, delete one hero, the Sven, the Sand King, they focus on the Puck. There's some options for Falcons to try and slow down the game and hit their stride of farm that they like to do.
BB Team, I'm also looking, you should look for a way to do something against the Sven. Like if I'm looking at minute 20 to 25, Sven is going to have like Mom, BKB, Blink, maybe an Echo Saber. There's nothing that really like stops him. Are you going to burst him with those heroes? No, not really. If he jumps you first, he's going to BKB and run through all of you, hit you down with an Ench running in, SDs behind Sand King as well. So BB Team need to find a way for the early game, like Effie already mentioned, could look a little bit iffy there as well. But also just to have this answer for Pure, that he can feel good and that the scale is on their side.
I mean, to me, the issue of lanes still exists. Like, if you look at Miro's lane on Bristleback, he's playing it into Enchantress plus Sven. They're going to have Warcry, they're going to have Sustain from Edge. They're not really going to be killing or diving anybody. He's going to be dependent on farm to come back. But if that safe lane goes well, they're running into BB Team's triangle early on and taking it. They're also going to get their pick of the litter for a last pick here on Falcons.
10 seconds remaining.
Like, what can you pick for Pure that can give him a strong lane blind?
5 seconds remaining.
It would have been Ursa. They did ban it out.
I mean, it depends. I'm not too sure what else is like in his arsenal. The TA would have been nice. It's also out. I'm still kind of looking at maybe the Lifestealer because it does give you the matchup. It is blind, which, you know, it sucks. So you might get like Slardart on 24. But the problem is you have to pick blind. You're gonna have to suffer somewhere.
Yeah, we see the Faces Voids as one of the only heroes that we just saw of his most played that is still in the pool if he wants to go for something like that.
It's something I can see, but it's also it is volatile and slow. It takes a long time to come online because I do see a potential damage problem, and Void, he doesn't deal damage until like a couple items in.
I mean, there is one option with like a Morphling. You don't really die to the Sven, you can disengage. Sure, there's an SD to take clones of yourself, but SD's probably focused more on saving.
There's also Mercy. She's been ignored. You could just play for kills. You can pick her blind quite comfortably.
That's true.
She doesn't have the scaling that Pure necessarily wants to play with, but your Bristle can do that for you. Your Puck can do that for you.
It's something we've seen Tightbound do. Like, I would like it a lot if they're looking more at like their own draft. Disruptor Marcy, again, it's a combo I love a lot. Strong lane, go together, you can double gate, you can make stuff happen. I'm maybe a little worried. I would say SD is kind of annoying, but you can play towards like with the rest. So it depends a lot on what do they value more. Is it like, do they want to counter Falcons? Do they want to worry more about themselves? Do they value the scale? Do they value the tempo?
Do they even know what they want right now? They're using all their reserve time on this ban. Look what this ban is to then protect your blind carry pick into the Namar, seeing absolutely everything.
I will say I do love that they had the almost full 2 minutes to think about that. They ban out the Slaughter and they insta-lock an anti-mage. Now that was not on our bingo card at all.
No, I honestly just always forget about it in drafts. And sure, I think with Helmet Dominator it does have a bit more life, right? If this was a non-Helmet Dominator anti-mage, then it's kind of awkward. But because of the pacing that you apply, the map kind of pushing, scaling into the game, yeah, it's going to be annoying.
Is it time for the Mud LC? We haven't seen that in a long time.
It's actually really
It's a
good
good game for it.
You're against Bristle, you lane well into AM. I mean, I will say one thing. AM is good and he buys Dom. He's good against tanking. You can sometimes maybe not get stunned by Sven, but I don't think you stop Falcons from what they're doing. So yeah, you're playing for your own scale. I personally don't love the anti-mage. Of course, it can work. It has been banned a lot, but it also depends on what do Falcons have here on the slot to counter it.
Well, I do know what they don't. They don't have any time. It's the Huskar, the anti-mage versus Huskar. I'm sure it crossed a lot of people's minds, but everybody is like, surely not. And then it does come out. But this is actually a classic to me.
I was 3.5 seconds away from talking about it, I promise you. But yeah, offlane Huskar, just delete the lane, go aggressive, make sure Pure has to think about the jungle, make sure he thinks backwards. We saw in game 1, all right? What did Amar type in all chat? Rank 50 laning incoming. Now he last picks at Huskar to show the rank 50 that is Pure, that his lane will not be fun. He will be looking at a comeback game on the anti-mage.
I love this pick because to me, the issue with BB Team right now is their laning. And if you build another net worth advantage, BB Team do not have the same kind of draft they did last game that allows them for the same comebacks. They have to come out of lanes a little bit better because they're still facing the threat of the Sand King. And now they've got an anti-mage who's going to play pretty slowly.
Yeah. I didn't like the AM pick that much to begin with, and I think this Huskar makes it like 40 billion times harder for you to play. I'm looking at BB Team to do something like creative and cool. Start 3 people top, look for like some early TPs. In my opinion, you gotta change something to AM's game, because if this goes default to what it looks like, I don't like their chances at all.
Are you gonna dodge the lane? Are you gonna lane shenanigan it?
I mean, maybe, but then you gotta do something. Whether it's lane shenanigans, triple top, I don't care, do something.
But also if the game gets to later and anti-mage has like butterflies and abyssals and Sean, all this stuff, then yeah, it's gonna be great. So
you gotta get there.
You gotta get there.
You could try lane the Huskar.
Yep.
I mean, Miro's not going to have the easiest lane anyway. Might as well just bank on him to make a comeback through the triangle, make sure Huskar doesn't beat up on the anti-mage too much.
Do we think at all that this Huskar was still on the radar for BB Team? Or do we think they completely forgot about it?
I would never have this on my bingo card. 24 pick offlane Huskar. Sure, Amar maybe, but no. This is a really tough one to read.
Any final thoughts, T? Shaking your head.
I just want to watch a Huskar absolutely lane and then probably lose the game potentially 40 minutes. Who knows? I don't know. It's offlane Huskar. It's kind of cool. Is that TI? That's nice.
It does seem like my panel is kind of unanimously thinking that this Huskar might just push us to a 3rd game of this series, and I think that will make a lot of people happy. But we're happening game number 2. But before we do, we're gonna jump to the stage to see Tsunami with AUI 2000.
The Thank you very much. Yes, I am joined by AUI 2000, coach of Falcons, where we had a very exciting end of that draft, but we'll go step by step. You let through GPK Puck. This guy's got a 100% win rate with it. What's the idea?
I mean, honestly, we're pretty confident against Puck as a hero. I think GBK is playing Puck the best in this tournament, but we felt like the other heroes were more deserving of bans.
Makes sense to me, but then some of the other heroes who maybe don't deserve bans come through. Anti-Mage 23rd pick. What's their plan here?
I think Pure just wants to carry the game because I think like the lane's weird into SD because he burns your mana. But honestly, I don't know. Like, we picked Huskar last. I also have no idea, so we'll see.
Yeah, I know you're a mechanics nerd. Huskar, no mana. What's going on in the right-click situation?
Well, I assume his mana doesn't get burned if he has none, but I don't know.
Nothing gets past you, Curtis. You're a real authority on the case. All right, then. I just gotta say, when Amar demands the last pick Huskar, do you ever push back? Are you ever like, I don't know if this is the game for that?
And the thing is, he's clicking the buttons now, so you can't stop him. Like, we're just like, Amar, just pick your hero, and he just clicks it. We're like, oh, we thought we were picking Pangolier. Okay, it's a Huskar now. So, you know.
Amar is unchained. Let's see if it'll bring him to success. Good luck in game number 2.
It seems Falcons have themselves a rogue offlaner. He has picked himself the offlane Huskar, and I can't really blame him for it, Avery.
The man's feeling himself. He wants to get some revenge in this game to play his signature hero. The Huskar Masters have arrived at TI. How much damage is he going to do? It's not a question of will he do damage. It's a question of how much. This is going to be a very difficult laning phase for Pure to get through, and then he has a long road of recovery. Whereas he's against a Sven who might have a lot better time and stacks to go back to, and the all chat is just raining in.
Oh yeah, Amar starts it by saying he's going to end the game by 20 minutes. Pure saying that Amar can only play cheese heroes. He's not good enough to play real heroes, apparently. It's quite the back and forth, and I'm sure we'll see more of it as the game progresses. But I cannot believe that coach interview. I thought, okay, Falcons are insane. Why are they giving GPK as Puck? And then when they picked the Huskar, I was like, oh, okay, it all comes according to plan. The Huskar will be able to provide an answer to the Puck after the laning phase. But apparently that wasn't even the idea at all. Amar just went rogue.
You can't stop him doing what he wants.
I guess not.
If we learned anything, that is the reality. I do kind of agree with AUI's assessment. Like, most of the cores, as Save will go down to snaking quick first, but most of the cores that Falcons have in their arsenal are innately good against Puck. It's a lot of beefy heroes, a lot of heroes with stun and disable, a lot of initiators, right? You think of Skiter's hero pool. It's all these carries that go in, stun, lock heroes down, give you some utility on top of the damage. These kind of lineups can be really difficult for Puck to play into because he has a trouble bursting them. Yeah. He's constantly getting jumped. I agree with that assessment, but it is a scary hero player combination to give away. He has absolutely salvaged some horrendous early games on this hero.
Yeah, he certainly has. I think Malr1ne's hero pool as well, right? I mean, hit the 3 heroes that come to mind right now for him: Beastmaster, Sand King, Earthshaker. All great answers against the Puck.
Seeing this laning phase already heat up for Falcons, they absolutely want to push this to a game 3. They are hungry to get that game 3.
They may have gone even in series against BB Team this year, but last year at TI, Falcons were the ones to eliminate BB Team from the International. Now, this is not an elimination match. We're here in the upper bracket, but revenge
Pure
is still on the table for
Pure was the one to eliminate them.
That's true.
Do not forget that detail. So there is definitely some year-long revenge on the table here. He is working his way towards Helm. These early waves have not been pretty. Burning spears, nothing you can do about it on this hero, and no mana to burn. Very little defensive potential, no offensive potential. It's not even skill in it. Just get your Helm up and try and evacuate this lane before the real damage is done. Rely on your other two cores to pick up the early game. I did agree with the panel. Like, there was a tri-lane potential. You tri-lane Huskar, it's really rough for him. The hero needs experience. He doesn't function that well in the 3-on-3 fights. I think that was an option. BB Team say, nah, it's fine. Like, we have played a lot of games with where Pure's laning phase is really difficult. We believe that, I mean, they have a lot of experience here, right?
I mean, there's difficult, and then there's flat out impossible. What is going on? Pure is gonna gank the Sven with a bushwhack blood grenade. They slow him down, and they will get that kill. And now they might get sinking as well. No, too many heals, and Pure's gonna die for it. Wait, one more hit for the tower, and he falls. Was it worth it, Pure?
Now art dead.
Kind of. He couldn't buy out the helm. He's very close to it. He just cannot lane bottom anymore. You have to do something around the map. I like the creativity. You can soak XP down here with Kataomi. I mean, this is what you're going to have to do in this game. It is an unlaneable lane. The Equilibrium got pulled back very quickly. Crit knows how to play these kind of lanes super well. He's going to block the camps. You're not going to get pulls off. You're not going to be able to reset it. And ATF, he will hold this here forever. And now you're mid, looking for... you know, you're just looking.
He's looking.
What's up?
He is looking for sure.
I'm sure
not finding it.
You know, this is like what happens in pubs. This is where GPK is like, bro, get out of my lane, man. You're stealing my experience.
He's hitting neutrals as a level 3 Animage. I mean, if Pure makes a comeback from this, it's an all-timer for sure.
This is not fast. Not fast at all. Well, GPK, you got your signature hero. Let's see what you can do this game. It's going to be a carry job for the ages, if he can pull it off. Is this where you just lie, you know? It's like, you know, if you're GPK mid, hey guys, how's bottom lane going? It's going great, man. Yeah, we're owning. We're getting solo XP. Amar is suffering.
Yeah, Kataomi's like, I'm doing great on levels. That's going really well.
He's getting a little leech down here.
Yeah.
Let's just not look down here for a while. You know, that lane's over. AM's into the jungle. We've all been there in our pubs. Just 5 reports on him. Focus on the mid lane.
And hope GPK can carry BB Team through the mid game once again. Crit, I was going to say, he's the one who's kind of freed up in this game. He can run around and do what he wants, and that's extra disgusting because if he ever runs into the AM, it gets a disruption on him. Animage does not like facing his own illusions.
Crit has the most freedom here. Sometimes you have too much freedom. It kind of be hard to decide what to do when your lane's just empty very early. You can try and harass the support out. You can go for stacking here as well. They have an incredible stack clearing lineup. Shadow Demon, one of the best in the game. Ideally, you give solo XP to Amar.
Ooh, Amar. Half a second too late to stop the Lotus from being grabbed. That seems like an unforced error there. Blood Grenade going to be used on Miro. They are
not getting him.
That was optimistic, but maybe they still catch him. Burrow Strike and the stun. Okay, chaining up the disables a little bit. Not great. Miro will be able to walk away from that.
It's too much damage. Gotta respect the Quill Sprays coming out here, even with some Sven armor. Way too much to commit on to. Failed rotation from Malr1ne. Need TP top for that. Does have the regen rune, so these moves are not costing him too much in terms of resources, but time for GPK to farm. Puck top net worth out of the laning phase. Despite Huskar having an empty lane, this Puck is up there with him.
Radiant are scanning.
Kataomi, a Hail Mary. Hoping that he will be able to glimpse the support off of this Wisdom Shrine and take it for himself. But he is sadly going to find that he is being sandwiched in this situation. Teleport away though, smart. So he will not be ultimately punished, but that does leave Pure alone in lane, which he was already kind of alone.
I mean, he TP'd down. He TP'd down here just to get the 1 CS before the Huskar came back. And that is all he's going to get because he's about to get
no, he's been burrow struck. And now he's going to be silenced. And the spears will finish him off. That Helmet Dominator, it may have unlocked Animage as a hero, but what happens if the Helmet Dom is just far too late?
Is under attack.
He needs to find 1,000 gold somewhere, and that is going to be a difficult 1,000 gold to find. This bottom tower is just going to go down here. No one can come and defend this. And it's also the inner fire silencing you now, right? Really nice interaction against this AM for a lot of the early game. It's one of those matchups where losing that disarm doesn't hurt you too much if you can continue to hunt him and just build an insurmountable lead. This Huskar is off to the exact start Falcons want.
And that's why it's also going to be a good answer to the Puck going into the mid game. Right?
Nice rune snag. Yeah, it's going to be great against the Puck. I mean, honestly, not even bad against the Bristle. This might be a lineup you rather have the silence than the disarm for a lot of this game.
Yeah, they were talking about Legion Commander being a great answer to the AM and also an answer to the Bristleback. You have the duel. You can force the Bristleback to look a certain direction. That's an opportunity the Huskar has later on to the game when he builds an axe.
I think the Huskar is giving you everything the Legion gave, plus an absolutely free lane. Whereas the Legion, you could have played that lane with the AM. You would have lost it, but you could have gotten more XP. You would have gotten to your helm off the lane. The Huskar just prevents that entirely. It gives you a 3-on-2 in terms of the core battle here. A lot of stacks coming out from the Hoodwink. Maybe they can give him the Pure, you know?
Yeah, win. 30 minutes from now?
Just keep stacking them up, you know? He's getting beat up by these Marsh Mages, man. Good news for him is his tower died. Normally not good news, but very good news for him because now he'll at least be able to grab some CS under this tier 2. Little harder to push him out of that area.
I'm sure not for lack of trying, though. Amar, I'm sure he's going to be quite aggressive. Level 7 Huskar, totally free farming. 4,400 net worth. An armlet done. Tier 1 already taken. Guess the question is, when you succeed this heavily in the laning phase, like I sometimes feel a little lost after I take the tower. Like, what do I do here now?
It can be awkward because the game progresses faster than you're used to it normally progressing. You don't really interact with heroes in the same way. You almost wish they would have stayed on lane longer so you could kill them a couple more times or whatever. You know, the stacks might not be ready yet.
Yeah.
Amar's definitely going to have to keep the pressure up, keep playing on BB side of the map.
He just uses Blink. That's a little dangerous. And Amar will punish him with a couple of spears to the back.
You are on fire. That is what the tooltip says.
It's very helpful, very helpful. I mean, fire is kind of self-explanatory. You should know what comes with that.
Getting XP on the Hoodwink, GPK continue to just sit mid. It's going to be about this mid tower to me. Like, that's the next pressure point for Falcons, particularly with this Enchantress. They're currently swarming it. This is a tower you want to defend in this game if you're a BB team, because it's going to hold the map together. You lose this, your AM is just going to have nowhere to go in the long run.
Radiant's middle tower is under
But your outspam is really limited right now, and nobody was set up here. They're going to keep this catapult alive. This is good, efficient damage. What's the response?
The roaming anti-mage. That'll be the response. GPK does actually sneak in and teleport here, but he does not go for Snaking, who is already level 6. So they can't even attack him, really. One hit in, there goes the better Burrow Strike, and Pure almost dies to that much, and Orb goes out, and does a lot of damage with the double bushwhack, and the ult from Save, he got his level 6, he was left alone in lane, and what a turn! A jump in silence from Amar catches GPK. It's not entirely free for BB team, who cannot fight back against this Amar Huskar.
That's a massive win, though. You defended the tower, you got Pure involved, he got so much off that fight just in terms of experience and gold. And you brought down the Sand King. A huge win. He's the big tempo setter for Falcons here, besides the Huskar taking objectives. Helm done for the AM. I mean, that was probably the lowest impact Mana Void I've ever seen in my life, but it got the job done.
Yeah, he did get there. And right now, what an amazing amount of space the support Animage is creating. Got himself a Lotus.
Also, like, he went in that fight, instantly helmed the Enchantress creep, insta-died to Sandstorm, plus 100 straight to Maul. Wasn't the greatest usage. I mean, his early games have just been rough, man. I feel for him. Like, he has been targeted, he has been last pick, counter-picked. It's not a skill issue, it's just you're put in rough positions.
You know, I think my favorite part about this situation, there is somebody out there who's 3K MMR who is an expert on this exact situation as Animage.
Oh, there goes
Staking.
Somebody out there has hundreds of games on this.
Like, what is this guy doing? His map movement is terrible. This is not how you're supposed to play jungle Animage.
I mean, that was the expert they should have consulted in preparation for this game.
It's true.
Another Dom creep kill. Added up here. The lead is building. The thing is, it doesn't look too bad right now, but I mean, it does look bad, but it doesn't look as bad as it will soon if this Sven gets away with what he wants to do for free.
Yeah, they keep on finding kills, thanks to largely GPK and the supports. Another Mana Void attempted, but now he's going to be silenced off of the disruption. A lot of damage comes in. He will burn out again.
Nice patience from Crit. Gets that counter spell out of him, throw out the disruption, set that easy kill up. No mana void to come.
They're going to try and break up Huskar. Bursted down. Amar thinks that he is untouchable, and he may be true in the one-on-one against Pure. But now he's drug Crit into a bad situation as well. Looks like they will both fall to the GPK puck.
You gave this man his signature hero. It's gonna do work. Malr1ne trying to counteract the play.
You do manage to get the epicenter right on top of GPK. This is gonna be a decent amount of damage. Bushwhack pulls him away, and GPK with the coil and an orb will be able to escape. Snaking is here on the other side. GPK does have enough mana for TP out. No! Malr1ne catches him right on the tail end of it. What a hit from Malr1ne. And now to run down Save as well, who's going to stick himself in the trees, but that's scurry. It'll only last so long, and the sandstorm surrounds him.
Wow, what a sequence from Malr1ne. Turns that fight around completely, puts this amp damage and blink dagger to use. The push will come from the AM, but not enough to secure this tower.
He's got a haste rune. He's got mobility for days to relocate around the map. At least Miro's getting some time to hit the tower as well, so there was a decent amount of space on both mid and top. Damage being done.
They're just farming so much across all three cores, whereas this BB lineup is a bit gimped. I think their scale is also going to be a lot slower to come online. Like, you need to go really late for this AM puck to get in a position where you're battling these three cores. Sure. The script is not the same as it was game one. You didn't mirror Falcons' lineup. You don't have that innate tankiness to fall back on. This game can accelerate a lot faster for Falcons, particularly if the Huskar starts going through the Roshans and pushing high ground. That's when you're going to be in big trouble here. You need to keep ratting this game as much as possible.
Glimpse back, keeping the Shadow Demon out of that range to catch the heroes, as Malr1ne was right behind him looking for a kill.
I mean, this is good action for BB if they don't lose anybody off these plays. Make Falcons run around, don't give up kills, continue to find a little farm here or there, get the lanes out. The Bristle's going to shove in mid, the puck's going to shove in bottom. That's effectively a failed gank move for Falcons. I mean, we saw how much work BB did in that game one in terms of playing from behind. This is not a bad team at playing from behind.
Oh, Malr1ne. There was an opportunity there. Animage had already used his counter spell. Pure is just dragging him around the map. It feels like Falcons is chasing too much at this point in time.
It does feel like that a little bit. They just want to shut the AM down so much, they're committing a lot of resources for it, but there's easier kills to snag here.
Malr1ne will hold the tower. Amar has made the call. He doesn't want to be the man to do it. His BKB is flying out now. Did not want to risk getting picked off before that is in his hands. Now that it's here, I would imagine some of Falcons would love to be able to take a fight, but initiation is a little bit awkward unless Malr1ne is the one to do it. If Malr1ne is trying to clean up lanes, they don't really have anybody to start it.
Sand King shows you know where the catch is. That's the big issue right now. He is pushing towards the Ags. At that point, you can easily force a fight. You can also just put this Huskar into the Roche pit and let him clean it up. Dare BB to contest you.
I was a little bit surprised that Amar didn't go like the Glimmer Cape or the Blink Dagger build that we've seen some of these Huskars go for.
Could have been interesting. A lot more aggressive early. This is going to scale a lot harder and give you the Roche confidence to just solo it up.
Crit will be found by the smoke through the gate. Was unaware of the situation because he had that ward on the Tormentor area. Still though, Falcons will still look for that fight. Trying to get a silence on him. Burrow Strike. Now the silence attempted. They got him. The puck is going to be controlled. And despite the bushwhack, can they take away at least Amar's life? Not quite. They are super clumped, but no punish from the BB team.
Nah, just nothing you can do to capitalize on that. No good mana void target. And that'll be Amar going into the pit. He came to this part of the map for Roshan with this BKB timing. He will leave the part of this map with the Roshan, do or die.
Yeah, this is the part where Falcons may start really escalating that network difference, right? You take this Roshan, Amar sticks up here, he starts taking some of your Ancients, he takes the Tormentor. It's going to grow and grow unless BB team can find a way around it. Certainly not going to be through contesting this Roshan. It's got to be through ratting out the map, which BB team have shown they've been able to do time and time again, particularly Pure on some of these more annoying carries.
It's going to be a tough game. Malr1ne looking for the
center.
setup.
Pure, does he know what's happening? He does not. Burrow Strike hits him. Demonic Purge as well. He will attempt to teleport out. The Demonic Purge, though, it kills him inside of the fountain.
That was so close.
That extra bit of epicenter damage that found him as he was teleporting away, I think, spelled his demise.
Yeah, he got hit by Searing Signet off the Shadow Demon plus level 3 Disseminate. Little bit of extra damage boost to help you push through that.
True.
Nice pickup from them. I mean, every time you take AM out of this game, you gain another 5, maybe even more minutes that you're going to have to push that high ground. Second Roshan, that window's going to be a lot better for you.
Sure. And then, you know, it's even worse because then you still have the problem of Sven versus Animage, which, you know, is still a matchup that Sven can take to the lake.
Oh, yeah. Skiter can just take this 1v1. No problem if you get super farmed. Great Silver Edge fire. Nice surprise stun that AM if the counterspell's thrown out early. Huge burst damage, huge physical burst.
Miro trying to draw attention, but he's going to draw perhaps too much attention as both Amar and Skiter double down on him and will take away that tower kill they were hoping for denied.
This feels like game 1. Falcons taking an early lead off of a lane victory. This time they did it with a little extra cheese.
So in that case, do you think BB Team is just as capable of making a comeback as they were in game 1, or are they in a worse position? Got the bushwhack, a lot of burst. Skiter,
huge kill if they can get it.
Static Storm, they just need a bit more. They're going to dance around him a little bit, but look at the heal coming out from Snaking. It's keeping Skiter alive, and if they miss certain things like that orb, it's not going to go well. They actually go back into it. Now that Amar's here, Skiter goes after the kill on the Katomi. They claim that, and an extra one. Crit in from behind, gets the disruption. And the Demonic Purge on save to end his life. 7-13, an 8,000 net worth lead now for Falcons.
This game is not going to be as easy to wrap for one big reason. You can't BKB TP out. Your heroes are just not going to get it online super early. I mean, you can. Theoretically, they have no BKB Pierce, but you're not going to build it early on AM. You don't have the Lifestealer Rage that's going to let you rat around super early, right? You're not going to get it super early on the Bristleback here. Puck's not going to want to buy it this game. So you can't play as confidently super deep in the lanes. The Helmet Dominator is going to have to give you the same type of action here. That's what Pure's trying to replicate, but it does make it a lot more difficult. Falcons should be able to find more here. They can play on BB's side of the map and constrict the lanes, particularly with how strong this Huskar is. He's just going to be able to push lanes in and show. You have the Hoodwink Sharpshooter for some burst damage to try and bring him down, but heroes are tanky. And we saw how much the two supports as well. They're both saving supports. The Enchantress can run in and tank the sharp shot. She can heal the target you're trying to burst, as we saw there. You have a disruption to play around this game as well. And I think Falcons are going to feel a lot more confident scaling in this game with Shadow Demon versus the Ringmaster. Just a way better hero at that 50-60 minute mark.
I think also the how strong the Bristleback is going to come into question when you're matched up against double Dispels. Right, you've got the Demonic Cleanse and you've got the Cauterize, thanks to the facet on the Huskar. So the goo is just not really going to be too impactful against the Huskar most of the time. Run into the Enchantress. Again, the Hoodwink.
Yeah, I've seen this one before.
Yeah, but we do get it because Falcons they're not going to back up from the map position that they're in right now. They want to stay on the Radiant side of the map. They're going to take these tier 2s. They do not want to go back and try and bail out their 5 position.
If I'm Falcons, I don't want to turn this game into trying to catch the AM. I want to turn it into we buy Pipe and go high ground behind this Huskar with Pipe, Solar Crest, something like this. Buff him up, give him a little extra sustain for the burst, and just force BB to respond to you time and time again. That's the type of gameplay that's going to feel great if you can get there.
I was going to ask you who was going to go the Pipe, but then I see it. Snaking is so farmed. He's got Solar Crest, Drums of Endurance, and is working towards that Pipe.
This is the power of Enchantress. Spells, not always that impactful in the Pipe compared to a lot of other 5s, like a Phoenix or something, but you get to farm so much more. You can contribute a lot of utility. And this can be something that helps you go high ground early in this game. Way before Pure is ready to take that engagement.
Pure he's getting there. He's got the Battle Fury. He's working his way towards his Manta. Once he gets to the Manta, you've got full rat action. I mean, even more disgusting than traditional Animages because he's going to be ratting with both his hero and his illusions and his Helmet Dom creep. But Mana Void on the creep. Goodbye.
That feels real good if you are Falcons right now. feels so good.
Radiant's middle tower is
Skiter
under
has a full
attack.
BKB, by the way. He is mega farmed. Level 18 off that kill. Level 3 God Strength already available. You're looking at level 13 AM. The problem with the Dom ratting is you miss a lot of the experience. You get extra gold, but you're not getting XP there.
Sure. There's that disruption. They still will be able to land the shot on the Huskar. The BKB, demonic blitz, into a lot of options. A beautiful burrow strike with the epicenter on top of it. There is no chance.
Where's
of
the all
BB
chat?
Team.
Yeah,
Where's the all chat? Where's the tips is what Malr1ne is asking.
This is going to be a very fast game by the looks of it. Falcons, they got him in the draft. They got him with the last pick. They said you ratted us at game 1, but never again. They're just going to force the issue. Huskar completely out of control. He has heals behind him. He has saves behind him. You just don't have the time.
And Amar the Friendly, he might be a tad bit tardy, but he did promise a 20-minute victory. 24 minutes in, and it feels like it may already be over.
Radiant structure.
I don't think you can ever come back to these base defenses of Pure either. Unless they completely overextend into your tier 4s. Just like you just don't have good mana void targets. It's really only the Sand King that you can turn around, and that's 870 mana right now. This is not Leshrac. It's not Storm Spirit.
Yeah.
Is under attack.
Well, we'll see what he can do.
Another quick smoke from Falcons. Just looking to jump the Sven in. He'll take anybody here.
They've got to try. Go after the Bristleback. Bristleback does get jumped, but oh wait, maybe. They got the coil on him. Any more damage? Anybody? Anything? Nothing. Cauterize heals him up. A disruption goes out. BB Team was close. They really were. But it slips through their fingers. And now that high ground push is coming. Falcons, they don't need to wait for an Aegis. They can kill you without any of all that.
You just don't have damage. You can land all your spells perfectly. It's not going to matter. You maybe bring down one hero if you're lucky.
And Pierre's hitting the tier 3 like he's really a threat, but he doesn't have the damage to actually hit buildings yet.
This pick just completely backfired with the last pick counter pick. That's why that slot is so hard, because you have to pick a carry blind there. You're worried about all of the laning heroes that ATF has that can ruin your day. You will always find one. It's really difficult to find a carry.
I did like GPK just rushing straight to the Parasma here. It's the only chance that they have to be able to burst down the Huskar, right? Like, he gets that hit on him, amping up some of this damage, the hoodwink with the boomerang and everything else. They really have come close sometimes. Not that they would, I feel like it would change the game too much, but...
That's it. I mean, that's the issue. You could go in a fight, you bring this Huskar down, you still might lose the fight.
Yeah.
That's the scary part here. All that execution can count for nothing. You have to go for that route, though. I'm not even sure he can afford to go something like Aeon Descure that he's looking at. I think you have to just go full damage, full throttle, try and go for that kill. Pray that's enough. Full Daedalus now online for Skiter. He is looking to double up his opponent's net worth in this carry matchup if he can get there. And level 20 as well. Very nice timings for him. You're looking at second Roshan, guaranteed spawn in the minute here. You get that, you go high ground again. This game is just over.
Might be over even sooner if they stop what is one of the only high ground defenders that they have. Miro, he's spotted. He activates the blade mail. Mars gonna wait out the blade mail, but Skiter, he doesn't need to wait so much. And they've got him controlled. He's just gonna put himself in a corner, beg for his life. But Falcons give you no mercy.
Nice.
Disruption there. That was a close call.
I mean, Skiter blocked the shot anyway.
Oh, he did.
Falcons on point. Maybe still looking for something.
They don't want to let these supports just take the outposts like this, but you can't jump. And Skiter has already jumped you, Katomi. Second one down from BB Team. Back to the Roshan pit they go.
I just don't know where the damage is going to come from. Has to be third item on Pure, something else on this Bristleback so he can survive. I mean, this Roche is just gone. No way to contest this. Rat bottom lane. Creep has done a pretty good job continually pushing it in, forcing somebody back.
Yeah.
Radiant's
+100.
middle tower is under attack.
Tower's not really in danger of falling anytime soon, but he can draw their eye. I feel like you have to go for this.
Yeah, they might just try and contest it. It's a really tough contest, but you give up Aegis here, it might just be the game anyway. Falcons have the read.
BB Team, their last stand. It's going to be on the offense. Boomerang goes out. Amar, he's already gone out the BKB, so it's too late to get that kill. Miro, he'll run after the supports as best he can, but Skiter is making short work of him with all that extra damage. 3 down on the side of BB Team. This is truly a hopeless game for them.
Yeah, this one looks like it's just in the books. I mean, you tried to go for this crazy play. You didn't get the angle. Falcons were ready for it. You jump the AM in, hoping you find an isolated Shadow Demon. Guess what? The whole team's there. There's the Enchantress pipe. This will break the high ground completely. The only question is, will there be any more all chat in this game too?
I think that's what we're all waiting for, bated breath here. Because I think we all know the outcome that's coming. A 5-man push from Falcons. 4.5 minutes on the Aegis. You add the pipe. Hard enough to get through that as is, considering BB Team's entire focus right now is this magic burst. And the Anti-Mage, he's just not ready.
The one point of hopium here.
Okay.
You do have Kataomi rushing Ags on Disruptor, and he will get it here.
Okay.
He is just absolutely gun for it. Always a powerful item. I don't know if you have damage to bring the heroes down under it, but Falcons might confidently group into it because they've done it time and time again, and they've just shrugged it off. Might not expect this Ags to come out in this game, given how one-sided it is.
Yeah, there's a real chance if, like, the Enchantress gets caught inside of it so you don't get the pipe off.
Yeah, the issue is you have Shadow Demon. You can always bail a hero out under it anyway.
Yeah.
But hey, maybe you land a 4 or 5-man here.
I mean, Falcons,
BK.
He hit a 4-man Static Storm earlier. Falcons have not been shy about clumping up. If they could burst out the Enchantress at the start, that would be beautiful. Unfortunately, it doesn't quite work. And now Miro, now the Epicenter goes out. There goes that Static Storm, and the BKB is already activated by Skiter. It's not good enough. It would never be good enough. Falcons, they'll stay healthy. They'll stay up as 5. They will not lose a man as they push into the high ground to end game 2.
Malr1ne asked for the tips, and he received a few as this series will go the distance. The all chat's heating up. A little toxicity heating up, and some good old last pick Huskar. I don't think ATF is going to get that again. You catch him once, fine, but you should not catch him twice. That said, this